Hello everybody and welcome to Clan SunZ's training event for Civilization 6 Rise and Fall. As always, joining you, I'm Sarnath, and we're going to have an excellent time here today. As you can see, people are getting all into the lobby, getting set up and good to go. And a lot of people are pretty excited to be here and check this out. A big thanks to all our supporters as well. A huge shout out to Hannah from Clan SunZ for making some of the artwork you're going to be seeing throughout the show today. Hope you all enjoy it, and hope you all learned something, and thanks for stopping by.
It'd be nice to have more representation from SunZ with third.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if he's interested.
Do I need to increase the size of the lobby?
Well, let's see if we can get an extra person first. If we can get another one in addition to Elite Fighter, then yeah, we'll open up 2 more slots.
Hey, Elite Fighter. Hey.
Just need to find another player, Elite.
Question's gonna be is if I need to remake the entire lobby right now.
Well, hopefully not. But if you are joining, then we'll need 1 more as well, because we do currently have balanced teams. We have 3v3 right now. So for you to join us, we just need another person as well. So I'm just going to try and find 1 more so we can get you and them in.
We will be playing as France, not playing per se, but spectating as France, because they do have that extra level of diplomatic visibility, which will allow us to get more notifications than we would otherwise, which will give us more information to share with all of you viewers. Hey Jessica, how's it going? Welcome to the event. We did have an extra player show up, so they are trying to find another player to keep it a 4v4 instead of a 4v3, which should be largely imbalanced.
Dan is not playing, so well we have 1.
Yeah, Polar Monster's going to join.
Ah, okay. So Dan is in the he is down there, but he's not playing.
Oh, Polemos is fine to play.
I don't see Dan here.
No, Dan
big
is...
pepper on seating.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
I mean, the more the better, really. But we'll have to. We could do a 3v3v3.
I've increased the lobby size. So
Great, thanks, Sinus. Okay.
the point of a clan? So point of a
thinking,
clan in terms of in the Civ Players League
to,
is you have a lot of large scale events such as the Clan Championship Cup where each of these clans and sometimes outside communities as well come and send their teams to compete to see who's number 1, who's on top. It's a fun way to get with people of a like-minded play style or orientation. And there are some people that prefer to get together because they're in the same time zone even.
To join the lobby, we've got more slots ready for you.
I'm in.
I have 1 extra slot to make this a 4v4. Yes, Jessica, there is an actual organized competitive scene. The Civ Players League has been pushing competitive civilization for years, actually, over 16 years now.
Pretty straightforward. We get into our teams and we put on a nice long-term timer, so we've got plenty of time to talk, and we just play a normal game and just talk about what we're doing. People ask questions, Sign passes along questions from viewers. It's just, yeah, we just try and simulate a regular teamer as much as possible.
It's just
And
at
we
a
want it to be-
very slow pace, so
Well,
everyone's
yeah,
more.
not too fast. We like to try and take it nice and slow so people have time to ask the questions and stuff.
Okay.
If people
Each
are
turn
too
will be
loud or
like
quiet, feel free
3
to let me
minutes,
know. I can
probably,
adjust volume
or
as
2.5
necessary.
at least.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Not in the early game. Don't worry. Like the first
What?
few turns will be quicker.
What? I mean, turns
What-
are normally 2.5 minutes anyway.
But what for
Yeah, they can be.
questions? Sorry, that I asked. What for questions?
Well, because it's a training event.
Ah,
Are we
I'm
even
sorry,
doing a
we'll
turn
pass
timer?
any questions
First time I ever
people
played
have.
Civ was
We
5,
will-
it was
we will
about
put
2
a
years
timer
ago.
on.
I've been
We'll
thinking
just
about
make it a
6,
bit
wondering
longer.
whether to
We
invest
might
in it.
just go with a 180
Oh,
turn
well,
timer.
I hope you enjoy it, Jessica.
Oh,
I
okay.
hope it
That
helps
seems
sway
very
one way or the other.
Reasonably
Personally, I
short.
haven't
remember
gotten
last,
as into a
event
civilization game since
that
Civ
I
2,
joined, we had no turn
which is
timer.
a pretty long time ago
Yeah,
now.
I think
But
there
Civ
needs
6
to be a
really
turn timer
brought me
because,
back into the civilization
it can get a
franchise.
little silly
I did not
sometimes,
enjoy 3,
without
4, or
one.
5 as much.
But just
You
if someone is AFK for whatever reason for a minute and stuff
You
like
almost-
that. But as
almost
well as
always
that, we
do
do want to.
so that's good. The training match is good for Fish, so he learn how to play. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Alright, let's get this
Why don't
party
we
started.
solo and tap with one team?
I think. Okay, I think we're going to go with 4v4. So I'll put the votes up. It's for a modded game, so please cast your votes for stuff in bot commands. Just we won't be voting on turn timer. We'll be going with a longer turn timer. And of course, because it's a teamer, the CC voting and game mode are irrelevant. I think we should start in the ancient era, just because that's where most games start. And I think we should play a Pangea map, but I am open to people voting. And remember too that we don't need to ban any civs because we're playing with the balance mod, so we can play all the civs.
I thought Rome didn't get balanced.
We might need to ban Rome still.
Oh, no,
yes.
so what happened with Rome is that we
Yeah.
I
the
understand
modders
completely there,
removed
Jessica.
their free monument
Sometimes
in
it just
every
doesn't click with you,
And
and
Well, we
that's
can
it.
ban them.
So
so you
that's all
struggle to
they're
really get
doing
into
right
it.
now.
I can
They've got
relate.
really
If-
good legions still, 40 combat strength, free chop. But, the rest of them are unchanged, just no free monument.
I think they can be played then in a teamer. The free
I would
monument is
agree.
really what broke them. The,
Well, yeah.
that free monument is none. You just boost everything for your team. You never have any culture problems.
Now, if you didn't get the legions and everything else on top of it, it would probably be all right. But
Barbarians are off regardless of vote because of the spectator mod. It eliminates the possibility for barbarians to spawn.
Correct. And because it's a teamer, there won't be any city-state first meets.
Not only
Wait,
that,
say
the
that again?
spectator mod would steal the first meets anyway, even if it was a
It
thing.
would if we were playing a normal game. That's right.
I almost got Suzerain this morning. I don't know how. Got 2 envoys in Zanzibar. Don't know how I did it.
Was that from the get-go?
I didn't notice when it happened.
Looks
I had
like our
one in
map
all of them,
settings
then
are
I
getting
completed
finalized
some
by the
quest At some
players.
point. Don't know
We
which
will
one.
be
Good for
starting
writing.
in the ancient era
Maybe
on a
then.
Pangea
Complete.
map.
did you send
Yeah,
a trade
interesting.
route to him?
I was the spectator.
Oh, never mind. How does the spectator work exactly?
It reveals the
person's-
entire map to me.
Well, I understand that, but I mean, for your civilization, it just doesn't spawn?
I don't spawn with a settler or a warrior.
Okay.
It's whoever is in the last slot in the lobby.
Well, this is going to be great fun. I'm thinking, Task, that we've got some fairly experienced players here, some quite advanced players here. So we should try and balance the teams as much as possible. How would you like to do this?
I'm open to anything. I mean, this is unranked, right? So
Yeah, exactly. So it
we
doesn't,
can really
doesn't,
just kind of experiment.
doesn't matter too much. But yeah, let's try and balance them anyway. How about if
So
we
we
just
need
take
to
it in
split up,
turns to...
Lemos, War Joker.
Palamas is quite good actually. He's
really?
he's quite
Okay.
experienced. Yeah. I'd probably say we could almost just go. I'd say Von Holier and Elite and Carlos and Polymos would be.
As you could hear in the background there, they are splitting up the players to make the teams even, so that everyone involved with this event can get the most out of the experience. Once again, I'd like to take this moment to thank everyone who is stopping by the stream, as well as all your support toward my various channels and networks. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to stop by, and I sincerely hope you enjoyed the event.
Alright, well, how about this then, Task? You and I just take turns picking players.
Sure, that sounds good to me.
Alright, would you care to go first?
Sure, I'll pick first. I'll take my elite fighter.
Alright, I'll take Polymos.
Cool. I'll take Sarnath.
Test. If you pick Carlos and Van Hol, you will have a scrap team. Just think about that.
Wait, who did you pick, Rolf?
Polymos.
Okay, yeah, I'll take Carlos.
I'll
And Van
take
Holier?
Von Holier.
That's not meant to be, Carlos. I'll take.
Oh, you're not picking. Oh, you're not snake picking.
No, we're just one at a time. I'll take Nate.
Alright, so I've got War Joker, great stuff.
And then, is that everybody? Wait, sorry.
That's
no,
everybody.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Alright, I'll get a draft up. We're gonna do a team draft, War Joker.
I was gonna say, I'm like, I didn't think this is how you drafted teamers.
Actually, Task, do you know the command?
Team draft is easy command.
Yeah, just don't know the command.
It's
Thank you so
draft
much for the
dot
host, Jessica. I really appreciate it. And welcome
Dash
to
it.
all the viewers coming
Draft
over.
team dash 2.
There we go.
Oh, right. Okay.
Perfect. Alright, well, let's split up into our channels. Task, if you want to take your teammates into SunZ training too. And good luck, have fun, everybody.
Alright, so we've dropped out of their respective channels for now while they strategize what they want to pick for their team game here. We're going to be paying attention to the lobby. We will be dropping in on occasion into their respective team channels to see what they're doing, why they're doing it, and what their strategy or plan might be based on what they have, what they've seen, what they know, and what they're guessing or assuming. Also, for any of you who have questions in the chat, I will be asking those to both Rolo and Task Force Fish as we drop into their channels. So feel free to ask away, and we will get those questions answered. Do teams generally focus on one victory condition together or try to hit multiple in case one doesn't work out? More often than not, teams will work together to try and push out one victory condition. Now, that being the case, some teams may prefer to try and split up, but if you're utilizing your entire team's resources towards one goal, it can honestly really push it forward much further than one individual can working on it alone. Why no interest in 5? It just didn't click with me. It's difficult to say what specifically didn't sit well with me with 5. I just couldn't get as immersed in the experience as I could with Civilization 2 and 6. I just feel, I guess the best way to describe it was I didn't feel there was enough depth to the game. As odd as that might sound for a 4X game. We do have some Civilization picks coming out. Elite Fighter picking up Genghis Khan. Ladaro's Mapuche picked up by Warwick or Joker. Gorgo being hovered by Carlos. And the possibility of a Norway from Task Force Fish. Van Holio taking a look at Pericles' Greece as a counter to Gorgo. Task Force locking in the Norway. Rome being picked up by Rolo. Waiting for Nate and Polemos to get their picks in. You should try a Vox Populi mod next time. It's more complex. Alright, I'll give it a shot. I'm always open to trying new things and ideas out. Looks like we're going to have Korea picked up by Polemos. So now we're just looking at Nate. What will he be playing today? And we do have Teddy Roosevelt's America picked up by Nate here. Just waiting for the remainder of the players to ready up. Waiting for Elite Fire to ready up. Carlos to ready up. Oh, come on, guys. Alright, here we go. Counting down and loading in. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with the Spectator mod, because it has to manually reveal the map to me, tile by tile, it does take me a little longer than normal to load in. So I do apologize in advance for the delay if you're not used to it. And for those of you who are used to me spectating maps with this mod, welcome back to the same issue. Unfortunately, Firaxis is not hard-coded an observer mode function into the game, so we're having to rely on using mods from the Steam Workshop. Alrighty. Welcome to the match, everyone. I'm going to get rid of these notifications while the players execute their first turns. And we will be taking a look at everybody's start and seeing where everyone's at. Alrighty. Got those marked off. Taking a look around here, we do have Pericles in the northwest, and this is being picked up by our player Von Holio on Team 1. Not too terrible at all. Plenty of hills, real trademark of Greece's spawn bias there. But he also has some jungles on these woods, on these hills as well, with some beautiful bananas there as well to work with. Heading down to the south, we do have Norway's Task Force Fish. He is on Team 2, however, in the south. Traditional coastal bias, but beautiful double horse start and even a wooded deer there. Not far away from him is Elite Fighter from Team 2 as well, representing Mongolia today. And his spawn isn't too terrible at all either. Has a beautiful natural wonder below him here. And we will be more deeply analyzing everyone's start as they choose where they want to settle. Horse nearby War Joker is Mapuche. He is also on Team 1. Does have a horse nearby, which his warrior found out about. Has a die right nearby his spawn as well as the incense. He could get a really early Pantheon with this. Not far away is Carlos For's Gorgo, Greece. However, And that he is on team 2, so we'd see some really early warfare here. To the northeast, we do have Nate's America representing team 2 today. And holy rice. Beautiful cotton as well. Not a lot of production in the immediate area. Definitely going to move. Probably going to settle on the cotton here to make real good access of these hills immediately instead of later. Below him is Palemos' Korea from team number 1 as well. Chose to settle in spot, it looks like. Some beautiful hills there. Does have the marsh for some extra food, as well as a flat grass that could be turned into a district. No real loss there. Not too far away, however, is Rome. Has quite the desert start here. Could see a really powerful Petra city come out here relatively easily. However, is going to be a bit of a pinch having to settle forced northward, northwest, and slightly to the northeast, simply because most of this desert is flat. Does have an oasis to the southeast, however, that he could utilize. Beautiful 3-2 banana as well as a 2-2-1 die. For any of you who have questions in chat, feel free to fire off whenever. And we do have Task choosing to show us how he is going to be pinning to represent where he's going to be placing districts. In this case, his government district is going to be going right here on this marker. And he's going to be placing a commercial here. A big thanks to Task for showing us how he's pre-planning from the very beginning where he wants to put his districts. Players doing a little bit of discussion. It's at a turn timer, no more getting held hostage by someone going AFK and throwing a tantrum. Absolutely. With the turn timer utilized, you can turn it off or on at your leisure in the game settings when you're making a game. This way, after 3 minutes, the turn forcibly ends, since that's what we've set it to. Now that all the players have established their cities, we're going to take a closer look at their spawns. Task putting those pins down, showing us that he was indeed settling here. Is going to take advantage of the double horse, this beautiful wooded deer, and this hill. Going to get a lot of excellent use out of it. Going to have excellent growth and production. Elite Fighter, his team pooling him a little bit of gold so he can buy this tile right away. Look at this beautiful tile off of the natural wonder here, Yosemite Valley. 2 science, 3 food, 1 production, and 2 gold on this horse. It is absolutely incredible. In the north, take a look at Athens here. This is Pericles, Greece, playing by Von Holio. Did get a scout out as quick as he could. Tons of production here and food from this 3-2 banana as well as the 2-2 jungle there. Does have decent land in the surrounding area, as well as some beautiful stone hills that can be chopped and then later mined by builders in the future, as well as city-states to the north that he can go discover. He will have plenty of room to settle northerly, as well as Carlos's Gorgo will as well to go west. Does have quite the bit of a choke point here though. Taking a look at his land, he does settle right near the citrus, right along the river and the mountains here. With this campus will get quite a beautiful adjacency bonus there as well. Or he could opt to buy the tile over the mountain pass and put his campus here. As you can see with my cursor indicating, this will receive a +5 adjacency from these mountains, 1 for each. Nate's America, choosing to settle on that cotton like we thought he might go for, is going to take full advantage of this rice for some good growth. Does have excellent 2-2s here, these wooded hills, to work on for production as well as food for growing his city, and has the mother hill right there that he can mine as well. Taking a look at our Korean player, choosing to settle. Does have the 2-2. One desert hill isn't going to do much, but could be an excellent place for a commercial hub because the river will provide it a +2 adjacency bonus. Chooses to go immediately for the 3-2 banana and has 2 more right nearby. His capital is going to grow exceptionally quickly and benefit from some beautiful production. You'll also notice that there are some rice marshes just out of reach of his current borders, but his city can expand to them. It is within 3 tiles. That being the case, this could be a good use for the Pantheon Lady of Reeds and Marshes, where these fields will also give a production in addition to their food counts. Taking a look at Rolp's Rome, he did settle in the previous turn. However, taking a closer look at his spawn, most of the tiles he'll be interested in will be northernly. As you can see, the automated system through the culture expansion does reach out for this copper tile. Taking a look at our Mapuche player, War Joker has wheat, both the dye and the incense, for some very early faith generation to really secure that first Pantheon perhaps. The city does reach out to both the olives and the 2-2, but he does have some beautiful floodplains down here. Now normally floodplains aren't that ideal, but again this reaches back to the Pantheon Lady of Reeds and Marshes, which will cause these to also give 1 production. That being said, we're going to go ahead and hop into a Team 1 room and check it out. What are they thinking? What are they doing? Let's find out.
Oh, Carthage, very nice. Overall priority in team games is to get yourself a classical area unit, either swords or horses. You don't need the unit, you don't need the military units necessarily, but at least get yourself in a position where you can build or upgrade them if needed. You don't want to be caught with your pants down, so to speak.
Hello, Team 1. So what do you think of your spawns? What are you doing? What are you focusing on?
Well, I think we're pretty happy overall. I probably have the worst spawn in terms of my expand possibilities, just given the huge desert that's to the south of me and also slightly to the east. But everyone else, I think, has really good spawn with lots of potential expands. Nate has to go for 20 minutes. That's not good. Hopefully we can get a sub in for him.
Hey guys, something happened down the barn with the cows, like I gotta go down there like 20 minutes.
All right.
So I don't know if we would, what do you want, a sub or what you guys
Yeah,
want?
maybe we just get a sub in for you for 20 minutes.
Okay.
Just grab someone in text lobby and see if they can just fill in for you short term.
Yeah, Turret might help us out with that.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'm using Discord on my phone, so if you could maybe
Okay.
get tasked to handle that would be really cool.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm pretty happy with my start as Greece so far. I have desert hills to my north, so it's not miserable.
We have some wicket tiles to work too. They're hill bananas. 3 of us have hill bananas, which is amazing. And a couple of us have some faith tiles to work as well.
Yeah, sadly, we haven't gotten a relic or any means to build faith yet.
Alright, so we'll just pause until we get our sub in here.
Wow.
While we're
Look how
waiting for the
close.
sub to come in, why don't you explain what you guys plan on doing with your first sets of turns? What are you focusing on?
Well, generally the strategy in a teamer is to make sure you get your classical units ready to go if they're needed. Unfortunately, you can't afford to neglect that, so you've got to pretty much have to go towards either horses or swords, so that if you get attacked, you're able to defend yourself, and potentially you may even be able to attack someone. Just thinking though, much as I don't want to remap because this is a really nice start, we have got 2 settlers that have spawned 7 tiles apart. One of the civs on the other team is super close to Mapuche. Potentially, I mean, it's not a competitive game, so I don't know. Maybe we don't care. But yeah, once you get your classical units up and running, then we want to try and take advantage of some of the great land that we have. Expand, obviously. I mean that goes for any kind of civ game. You just want to expand as much as you can, as early as you can. I might be doing a bit of an unusual strategy with Petra in my cap. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 desert hills, 10 desert hills available in my cap and an oasis, which is ridiculously strong. If I could get Petra in my cap, that would be incredible.
It was nice. Korea and I had similar, well, we're in a similar position. We each had a 3-2 banana to work. So we got to 2 pop just as our first scout came out. So we both had the option of going into a settler immediately. Korea took that option.
Yeah, he got a free scout from the hut as well.
That's nice. And I went in the other direction. Since I'm a little bit more isolated over here, I went with a second scout before getting my settler out.
Yeah, I decided to do some scouting. I think has Warjoker gone straight for a second settler there? I definitely would, given the situation he's in.
Polymos says his objectives are to get 3 cities out and then secure his borders with swords and warriors. And get his sim on.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that, Team 1. We'll be stopping in again later on. And good luck.
Thanks, Sarnath.
If he was a competent player. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
true.
Sarnath.
Although I did check his military strength, and I saw he wasn't building any units in the beginning. So I saw those 2 scouts were all he had, which is why I escorted it just with that warrior and scout and a slinger.
Hello, Team 2. How are you guys doing?
That sounds like I could risk it.
Good. How are you, Sarnath?
Pretty good.
So yeah, we're down a player because Nate had to go take care of something quickly, and I guess if we find a sub, then we'll get it rolling. But yeah.
So what are you all focusing on right now in terms of your early game strategies and on-plays?
Well, we've got Elite Fighter with a great science and gold horse tile. That's really helping him get going. I think we're gonna have horses come out of Mongolia because we're focusing on the classical units. They're super impactful for the entire game. So Elite Fighter as Mongolia, he'll have horses because of his own 2 horse tiles there. But I'll have 2 horses as well. But I'm in the back, and so the play here for me is to give horses to Nate, assuming he comes back, or whoever subs for him. Because American horses are very impactful. So we'll hopefully we get him those horses. And we get Nate and Elite Fighter going horses. Carlos can sit probably comfortably in that terrain. He's got a really nice campus spot, very defensive land. He'll be able to really sim there from what I can see. He could go swords just to make sure he's protected. Plug up those choke points with the sword, and he's good.
Sounds like you're all very happy with the starts that you've received.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's very, very good land for us. I really like this position.
So what would you say are the biggest concerns for your team in this position right now?
Biggest concerns, eh? Probably if Nate is near 2 players. If he can get double team, like if he gets double teamed, that'll be really tough because he's so far away from us. Another thing is if they have a really aggressive civ or player. Like I believe Rolf took Rome, or one of them took Rome. So if one of us spawns by Rome, and dealing with those legions, it's still as tough as before. They're really powerful units. They can get up to 48 combat strength with just double oligarchy. Oh well, heck, 53 with the general, and plus any promotions they might have. So you can imagine a 53 combat strength legion with 3 movement, able to chop more legions. That's a pretty powerful strategy. And so if they do that, we're gonna have a tough time dealing with that with horses, right? Because horses, we can realistically get 41 combat strength with our horses, 44 for Elite Fighter because he's Mongolia, but that still doesn't tackle the 53 strength situation with Rome. So that's one of the biggest concerns, I'd say, for this team.
And they get horses in turn 20.
That's the thing,
Yeah,
we have to
because
get them
it's a
before
boost,
they
yeah.
get it. Yeah, the boost plus oh my gosh, just that science so early. We should get horses before them, so that's the big thing. We can't let them get legions up.
Yeah, I have in 4 turns I have archery, So
Oh my gosh.
yeah, that's turn 10 archery. That's very great.
Too bad you didn't get that from a hut. You know, boosted from a hut.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That'd be the fastest.
So
set.
lucky.
I think I will switch not first settler. I will switch first worker, because if I work the horse title, I get boost. Yeah. You know what I mean, Fish?
Yeah, and we'll give you the gold to buy that horse way out there, so you have double horse.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But
Or actually, you know, I can give you one of my horses.
yeah, it's useless to buy the title, because I plant my second city on this marker in the house. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay.
I plant my second city there and then buy the title. It gets. And I have a nice front line city. I hope there's some city state there front line to it, so I can make my trader there. Or I found the enemy. The most thing is, the most guys forgot Mongolia can send a trader and have +3.
Uh-oh. +6.
+6, so yeah. White horses, +3 horses, +3 for the...
+9,
trader.
oh my gosh.
Yeah. That's some stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
We had some teamers, even Taft visited, yeah. You know this one teamer? He was in the teamer now, no? Fish.
No, I wasn't.
It was Torchbred playing Mongolia, and he was against Taft, and he was very close to it. And Taft not declare war, and he said the traitor. So yeah, he had no chance. What?
Oh my god. Yeah, you can't do anything to that. It's just too strong.
Yeah.
Too powerful horse. Yeah, it's crazy.
And it was all Magnus chops. Oh my. Yeah, I think it's good they nerfed the Magnus, because Magnus was so OP. Yeah. If you have like, I had one city like 6 stone or 7 stone. It's so OP by the old Magnus.
Yep.
You can chop every wonder one turn. I had like 2 wonders in 1 turn.
Yep, it's silly.
I had so many overflow. I had produced 8 horses in 1 turn. The overflow. Yeah, that's why. So crazy. Even this 1 turn where I chopped 4 settlers from 1 city. The old Magnus was so OP, yeah. Did you know this?
Yeah. Yep. Oh my god.
In 1 turn, I had 4 workers there. And 1 turn, I chopped 4
My favorite
settlers.
is like a four deer spawn, because you chop each one twice. You don't have to move the builder. You just plop them down there. Chop everything twice. And the deer chops are worth so much. So.
Deer chop, yeah. Oh my god, deer chop.
If you chop like 10 settlers.
Even this one game where you play against Tommy, against who was the?
Alright, and that was a short chat with Team 2 there. It looks like Rolf is back from looking for a sub, so hopefully we'll get another player in here. Unfortunately, Nate had to step away for a real life issue. So I do apologize for the delayed gameplay for all you viewers out there, but real life does happen. And it looks like Nate did just come back here, so we did have some pretty good luck with that. Hooray! Doing a check to see if everyone's here. Sorry for all the dead air time right now. We're just waiting for War Joker to get back now. Again, I do apologize for the inconvenience to you guys. Do have it on pause. We did just, however, see that both teams are looking to do quite a bit with their starts. They're both pretty happy. Rolf's a little disappointed because of all this desert, but instead of wallowing about it, he's making a plan to go for Petra to really feudalize everything involved with what he has. Petra, for those of you who don't know, make all desert tiles within that city's influence generate 2 food, 2 gold, and 1 production. So all of these tiles that look rather barren will do considerably more for Rolf later on. Assuming, of course, he can get that wonder built. We do have extra scouts coming out for all the players involved, really wanting to get more information to see exactly what they're working with. Carlos has that extra scout out as well now. Builder coming out from Mapuche, wanting to really start to work these tiles. Nate's America still scouting around. Nothing new coming out for him on this turn. Does have the double rice, so he's going to grow incredibly quickly. A Korean player, Palemos, has to be incredibly excited to see this lane north of him. 4 horses in close proximity there. One city could grab all 4 of these. Does have wonderful land to the southeast as well. On this lake, providing fresh water settles to these adjacent tiles, wherever he chooses to put that next city.
Oh my god!
No new units coming out at the top of the turn for a Korean or Roman player, nor our Mapuche player or Gorgo. Nothing new out for Elite Fighter just yet, continuing to scout. Looks like everyone's making things that cost a little bit more in terms of production, which is why we haven't seen any new units pop out just yet. Some of them may also be looking at making monuments in their cities for the additional culture early on in the game. We will be taking a look at the demographics at turn 10 and every 5 to 10 turns afterward. Looks like Rolf's Warriors looking to check out Carlos's lands, and they're going to be pretty surprised when they see these mountains. Hello and welcome to our newer members that have just joined the stream. This is the SunZ's training event being hosted. This is a team-based event, one team being led by Task Force Fish, and the other being led by Rolf, who is playing as Rome. We do have a builder from Elite Fighter skirting out to this horse. Nothing too new going on. Pasture is worked, as well as here. That gives 2 horses for Team 2. And that could be quite scary. Settler being accompanied by Von Holio, moving in a southerly direction. We do have Carlos's settler being blocked by War Joker a little bit here, so it may have to skirt out to the left and go that way instead. That being the case, Carlos does spot Rolf's warrior to the southeast. Rolf's capital growing pretty decently, all things considered. Culture does end up grabbing this copper tile down here as well. Polemos getting his first settler out as well. It looks like it'll be heading north toward these beautiful horses that he found earlier. Does scout out quite the landmass to his southeast that he will be able to fill out very freely throughout the game, as he'll be under no real pressure with an ally to his west and his only nearby enemy to the north. That being the case, taking another look around. We are at turn 10 coming in, so we are going to take a look at the demographs as soon as the turn loads in. Taking a look at the demographs, looking at Team 2. Nate's America at 3.7 a turn. Task Force Fishes Norway at 4 science a turn. And Carlos's Gorgo Greece at 3.1. And Elite's Science is at 6 a turn for his Mongolia. The true power of this natural wonder showing off here. Taking a look at the other team. Team 1, we have Von Holio, Rolf, War Joker, all at 3.5 science a turn. Polemos slightly ahead with that 3.7. We have a warrior getting purchased actually by Task Force Fish. Looks like he might be concerned about the scout coming down from Von Holio. And with that in mind, we are going to head back into Team 1's chat room here and see what they think about what they've been scouting, because they have started to run into the enemy a little. Hello, Team 1.
Hello.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back. And how are your scouting ventures going?
I think we have a good bit of information at this point. Uncovered some decent city-states. We know where Norway is, obviously know where Gorgo is.
I'm probably going to declare if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah. No sense in giving Mongolia the chance to throw a traitor our way.
War declaration comes out just as we heard.
Now watch me fail at first moves.
Alright, all eyes are now on Rolf and his failure at first moving. No pressure.
First move with this Gorgo scout here. It's not going to happen, but I'm going to try. Click, 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 click.
Bronze and 6. War Joker. For me.
Do you have a slinger coming out for Carlos? This, Jessica, you see the little slight highlightation there on currency? With science as the example. Let's say you and I are
Sinus,
allies.
you still here?
I am.
I'm dying to know, what was the emergency with the cows?
I have no idea.
My body was touching.
Well, next time you jump into their channel, can you ask for me? Because I just really want to know.
Wait, did you see his face? His face was literally like on the wall. No, not his face. His face when the knife got stabbed. Oh yeah.
So now that you've seen a little bit more of what your enemies are working with, what is your overall plan? Has it changed at all?
Not really. We obviously have got Gorgo very close to Mapuche, so we're gonna try and forward settle Gorgo and play defensively for now, and then maybe hit him later. The mountain range though is going to make any kind of offensive against Gorgo extremely hard, so we might just have to box him in and just play defensively. But Task Force Fish is south of Von Holio, so we are most likely going to have some kind of action down there.
Whoa. Suckers, I just got beat up.
All right, well, it sounds like you guys have quite a bit of excitement planned for the near future.
Yeah, kill him.
And good luck, and we'll be back in a few turns.
Who?
Look, Pericles. How close is he?
Oh yeah, but I don't know if he's got hoplites. If we both send horses at him, I mean he's just gonna
Yeah, he
fortify
can
hoplites.
stop. How many hoplites he need? If I send 8 horses and you.
All he needs is like 4 fortified hoplites, and he can just defend that for days, right?
Yeah.
I'd say go for Mapuche. I think I'm gonna do berserkers on him. Elite, let me berserker rush him.
Yeah,
Let me do berserkers. It's gonna be so fun. That's why I wanted to play this. Like,
Here's
look,
the other question.
berserkers. So
Where's
good.
Korea? Korea almost has to be south of me somewhere.
Did they change? Did they change berserker? Like,
Yes.
didn't they update them in the mod? Why isn't it
Yes.
showing?
'Cause the mod-
Aren't they plus 10 when attacking and minus 5 when defending?
Yeah, but I doubt they changed. They probably didn't change the mod.
Or not the mod. The mod is fine, but like, it's not showing up in the description. It's plus 7 each. I want to test this.
He may have not updated the tooltip, but hello, Team 2.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Hey, Sarna. Yeah, I want a berserker rush Pericles instead of horses. So I wanna hit him with berserkers. It's gonna be fun. It still says plus 7 and minus 7 instead of plus 10 and minus 5.
Yeah, but the
So-
problem is, Fish, if I attack Mapuche, I have a golden age. Because I have 14 points for the moment.
Well, but you have plus 3 on those horses, right? And so, if
Yeah,
you...
Plus 5.
Yeah, no, I still like... So minus 2, basically.
Yeah,
minus 2 is not a big deal.
Yeah, okay.
And then if you have, like, a shit ton of horses, then you can still whop them. Whop them good. I'll have my warrior here, too. Spank him a little bit.
Watch out for that warrior.
No one is. Yeah, I'm not doing bronze right now. I need to start going for military tactics. My berserkers. It's gonna be fun. I want to try them out. That's the whole reason why I picked Norway. I want to try out the new berserkers.
Sounds like you guys are looking to get aggressive.
They start warning us first.
That's a really good find for my scout. My scout might get to level 3.
Found Korea. They are between Carthage and Jerusalem, south. Just below my warrior.
Whoa, she's on my...
Craftsmanship is going to be boosted for you guys next turn.
Oh no!
5 turns for horseback riding.
Do we not get Eureka's in the normal way?
Are you streaming this, Sarna?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
sorry.
Because I somehow do not have the boost for foreign trade.
Because when you spawn on a continent,
Oh, that's
it doesn't
right.
count it as discovering it as new. So one of us actually has to finish foreign trade for you to get that, or you have to hard tech it yourself. Kind of sucks, but.
Or you have to find a continent that nobody's found yet.
Yep.
Oh, oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, Korea's straight south of me. Basically,
I'm gonna have to settle here, Elite Fighter. Sorry to interrupt you.
They basically split us right in half.
Yeah, make it. I have enough.
Gorgo and I are north of them, and you guys are south of them.
If I get early open sky, it will be some.
Did you pick Norway because you wanted to play a less efficient suit?
Yep. Yeah, also Berserkers.
Yeah, he was going for the Berserkers.
Oh, God.
They buffed them.
They're still shit. You can't.
Oh, here's another
You
player.
have to hard build them. You can't pre-build them.
I am almost at a level 3 scout, guys. Oof.
I found
more.
I found Rome. I found Rome. You're high.
Yep, I see him.
Oh my god. I have to help Carlos against 2 players.
Yep.
What is so big wall? He's safe. Look.
Yeah, he's safe from Rome.
No,
Pretty much. He's super safe, you know. He could just plop in like a unit on the deer and then plop a unit where he's got the archer.
Yeah.
That's so safe. Safe and sound.
I'll thank you for that, Team 2. We'll be back in a few turns. So as you can see, players are getting picked up for some pretty early aggression here. Very luckily enough, Carlos's Gorgo Grease is super safe here with the tiles here. These mountains really defending him from a majority of what could be coming.
Let's just say that you like. Whoa! Someone's waffle. Purple. Someone's a waffle, Maya. Oh, Jay, you need to laugh at work.
Players are expanding and building up slowly over time, really working together and pooling their resources to get some common goals out. Another settler coming out for a Korean player. He is really looking to take up all the good land so that Nate's America won't have as much to work with. That said, Rolf does get his second city down in Kume. Rice and the horse there. It's going to grow very quickly. Interested in seeing where Fighter sends his second city out to the east, as well as Task Force. We're going to have to keep an eye on that and see where they go. Task does choose to drop that second city. A bit closer than I thought he would. I figured he would go in a little deeper towards the river. Oh. Early wonder construction going on here in the capital. Elite's capital is just growing beautifully here. Sitting at 4 pop, has amazing tiles to work. 3, 2, 2, 2. Of course, this tile that we've discussed before. Question is how far is he going to send this out? Will he send it all the way out here? We'll just have to wait and see. That said, we do have a warrior being purchased in Ulimapu. Another settler is ready in the capital. We'll have to wait and see where he wants to send that. Carlos being a little more aggressive with a scout and slinger moving up. He unfortunately will not be able to settle in this direction, except right here, which would not be very beneficial at all. That said, he'd likely settle up north, to the northeast more specifically, and we'll have to wait and see what he chooses to do. Traders are going to be a really big deal in this game for these players, as a lot of these tiles and rivers are in horrible places, because crossing a river or moving through hills or woods does cost extra movement, which slows your units down, but having a road and the bridges built by the trade routes will greatly speed up that process. That said, Nate is scooting along his first settler. He is a little bit behind the others in terms of getting that second city out, especially since his nearest opponent, Korea, is working on his third. Slinger at Rome is getting ready to accompany this settler to its next destination. Meanwhile, Task's warrior coming up below the War Joker's capital here. Is looking to block a settle potentially. Is in the wrong place to do so, but will get some excellent scouting vision from that hill. Meanwhile, War Joker sends a settler off to the west here. When you switch to the overlay, significant colors. Alright, so this is called the settler lens. As you notice in the upper left corner, the dark green tiles, which are these here, give an additional +3 housing if you settle the city there. The light green tiles, which you find near the coast, these are coastal waters, they provide only +1 housing. The importance of the extra housing is because it increases the maximum population for your city. So you want to get freshwater settles when you can, because it'll provide for more people for your city. If it's red, you simply can't settle there because it's too close to another city, or it's blocked by things such as a mountain. And then of course you have the grayed out tiles, such as these here, which provide no water whatsoever, and therefore no bonus housing. And thank you for that question, Jessica. I hope that answered it to its fullest. Uh-oh. Task does get a third promotion scout here, and for those of you who are new to Civ 6, that means that it will have an additional 20 combat strength in all situations. What this means is that scout is going to be able to hold its own not only against other scouts and warriors, but also horsemen as well. Another warrior coming out for Von Holio. This is going to catch Task a bit by surprise with all these warriors. The expectation is that Von Holio would use hoplites and not warriors to swords to defend with. Elite fighter second city coming down. It's beautiful stretches of land to improve here. These hills, these woods can be chopped and the hills turned into mines. Plenty of bonus and luxury resources to improve in these olives, as well as the cattle here, as you can see, has been improved with the pasture. Meanwhile, for Rolf's capital, he breaks up the settler and slinger, fortifying the slinger on a desert hill for some vision, and moving the settler off in the direction of the warrior to give it an escort. Escorting your settlers is very important in this game, especially multiplayer. For those of you who are in single player, sometimes the AI doesn't take full advantage of that situation and take your settler, but in multiplayer, the player almost always will. Narlands goes down for Nate's America here. Gets a beautiful, beautiful 5 food sugar. That city is going to grow so fast, all that excess food. I wonder where this settler is going to go. Will it go down to the south, or will it come all the way out to this scout here for the settle? Rolf is definitely going to be feeling some pressure from Carlos's scout, as well as Elite Scout and Warrior coming into the mix, with one of Carlos's second scouts coming down from below as well. He's definitely going to need some military units to defend with. Trade route coming out in Mapuche's capital there to start working on that road, a warrior otherwise. That said, we're going to hop right into Team 1's room here and see what are they planning to do with this aggression.
Hey Rolf, I got a moderator question for you.
What's up, man?
Once I verify someone's Steam profile, how do I give them the member role?
You just right click on them, and then that should give you the roles drop down.
Yeah,
and
I don't see member listed.
It's right down the bottom. It's very far down.
I just have silent, suspended, quitter, potential lagger, top 10. I was important once. I was even more important. Solid host and game recorder.
You've got to scroll down.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, there's tons of roles, and the most useful ones are at the bottom, of course.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, Team 1. So how are you guys dealing with the aggression you're looking to put out and the aggression you're receiving?
Well, we're getting trolled. Well, I'm getting trolled by Mongolia and Gorgo. We have some tensions between our Pericles and Norway to the south brewing. We're just trying to grab as much land as we can. Everyone's got their second city down and their third settler out, so hopefully we'll be able to get a decent chunk of land and then defend it. I think our best bet here is to play defensively. I don't think any of us are in a position to rush anyone. The terrain just doesn't favour it. So.
And Norway has a lovely level 3 scout. It's going to bring me much pain.
How does he do that?
You got a
I would have had level 2. It's first moves.
He found Great Barrier Reef too with that scout.
Yeah. First moves are very powerful.
So looking at this new information, what are your largest concerns from here on out?
Well, we're obviously concerned about America to the north, and I think Norway to the south of Pericles is our biggest concern. Task Force Fish is an extremely skilled player, and we're obviously worried he's going to create problems.
No, I have to have met those Sibs, Jessica.
Oh no, this is the dinosaur.
Yeah, Task will be able to harass two of us at the same time, I think, without any trouble.
No doubt.
Warrior on Mapuche.
Well, Mapuche seems to be playing very defensively, which is what we want, and he's not going to get blocked for that city, so that's nice. I'm very confident that we can at least get 4, 5, 6 cities each.
Task has a military score of 50, so we're looking at warrior, 2 warriors, and a scout.
Yeah. Are you desperate for me to get military tradition for you?
Not desperate, other than I would get an envoy in a science city-state.
Well, I'll get it in 5. I got plenty of culture, so I'm not in a hurry.
State workforce at 4 here. Yeah, any kind of advantage I can get on Task is necessary.
Yeah, you need to go straight for swords, so that he can't rush you. You got some defensible land, so it should be okay. Are you putting the next settler on the olive or on the horse?
On the horse.
Yep.
Not settling coast with Norway.
No, good idea. Great to get some more information about their cities. We have not scouted very well, unfortunately. Been getting trolled by the other team.
So what, in your opinion, would be the best way to deal with the situation you're looking at?
I think the best thing to do in most situations is to play defensively. If there was any chance of rushing Norway, I'd say we should go for it, but looking at the terrain, I think that is going to be very difficult. So I don't, and Task is more than capable of, you know, defending against early game rushes. So I don't think he's a prime target for it.
No, the eras are not tied to research specifically. It's a yes and no. Once the technologies have reached a certain point, for the global average, right? Because beelining text won't
you might
force
not
the
have seen it, Sarnath, but we have near Wili Mapu, the second Mapuche city. We have a beautiful little choke point there, which means Greece has no choice but to expand north now. He's going to struggle to get any settlers out down south. I actually honestly have no idea where he's gone with his second city. Does anyone know where Forgo's second city is?
Hey Rolf, one more question for you.
Yeah.
Does their Discord name need to match what's on their Steam profile?
Yes, we do like it. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, I suppose, but it just helps to identify them in games, so that they don't, turn up in a Steam game and have people go, "Oh, who's this guy?" We can change their nickname on Discord to match the Steam name, but then of course you got to have the My League name match. That is very important, that their My League and Discord name matches. That's more important than their Steam and Discord name matching. But ideally, we'd like all three.
So the first one I decided to do is crazy complicated because his Steam name is different from his Discord name, which is different from his My League name.
Yeah, we'll see if you can get all three of them matching, but we have to.
Alright. We'll come back to them. Hello again, Team 2.
Hola. Hey, Sarnet.
So how are things looking now that you guys are being a little aggressive and maybe getting aggressed on a little?
Yeah, it's looking pretty good still, I think. Von Holio's really, he's gonna sword rush us, I'm pretty certain. Or sword rush me, he's gonna push swords. Mapuche's getting set up to sim pretty well. Rome is getting his cities out as well. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm not quite sure how capable our rush is gonna be on Mapuche, because we're playing Carlos and Mongolia, Elite Fighter. They're both gonna try to hit Mapuche from the north and the south. See if that's gonna work for us.
Alright, well what concerns do you have, and how would you handle those concerns?
So if War Joker is able to get up a bunch of swords to defend off both of them, then we just kind of waste our effort in slamming into his units. And likewise, with me, if I try a push on Von Holio here as Pericles, if I try to push him with my own swords, and I just bounce off, like that's a waste of production and time. So I think we'll have to sit tight, and well, on my front we'll have to sit tight. For Carlos and Elite Fighter, hopefully they can push in and just crush him.
I think that jungle, though, provides you with some protection. It's going to be hard to move troops through that.
Yeah, this scout, oh my gosh, this scout is going to be, let's see, +6 for rough terrain, +6 for fortification. So 12 plus 30, it's a 42 strength unit on defense. 42 strength unit.
Dear Lord.
And he's got 20 attack all around it, and 25 with an archer. That's not gonna work. It's, the funny thing is this scout is tying down 6 units. He's got 6 units around that scout. They're all focused on that scout. Instead of like going at me or anything, which is kind of nice because I'm building Temple of Artemis in 2 turns. So it's like, okay, I'll just I'll do this. You can play with the scout and I'll just sim.
You have 4 cities? Oh no, 3 cities.
Yeah, everyone has 3 besides you, Elite.
No, yeah, because I take Valletta, so I didn't need 3.
Oh, okay.
That's the point. If I take a city-state, I need only 2 cities to make like 5-6 horses, then take Valletta. Yeah, you have a pop 3, it's like... Look, use...
I have 2 pop 3s. I have no production in that other city. It's all flat land. I'm gonna get the horses going though.
Oh, I get the trader. Huh.
How soon on state workforce, guys?
2 turns.
2 turns? Cool.
As you can see, this now has a science note on it, and that's because there is iron here. As the players uncover these technologies, we will be able to see their borders and what resources they have to an extent.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, Korea has this trade route. Which of you guys want to pillage it?
Yeah. Oh, we have only this 2. You do horses, or what you do, Fish?
I can give somebody 2 horses. I'm going swords because.
Okay, then give me 1 horse. He pillaged my horse.
I'll have a horse another turn. Well, 2 turns.
He's gonna wait. He's gonna pillage your horse. Okay.
No, he will pillage. You see this god?
Yeah. Yep, I see it. Yep. Gotta get that pillage off. How soon till you get horses out of there, Elite?
2 turns I have my first horse. Because I have no military tradition. So I have not much culture, that's the problem.
Are you going military tradition?
Yeah, 3 turns.
Okay, okay.
Well, good luck, Team 2. We'll be dropping by in a couple turns.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Alrighty, let's take a look at demographics now that we've heard from some of the players. Looking at Team 2 once again. 5.2 science a turn from Nate's America. Task Force Fishes Norway at 6.4. 4.7 from our Gorgo player Carlos 4. Mongolia's Elite Fighter 7.2. Taking a look at Team 1 now. We do have 6.9 a turn from our Pericles Greece Monholio. Ropes Rome at 6.4 as well. War Jokers Mapuche at 8.5. Polemos Korea at 6.5. So things are relatively close. Looking at culture though, Monholio's Pericles Greece at 5.4 a turn. 5.6 for Ropes Rome. 4.1 for War Jokers Mapuche. Polemos' Korea at 5.7 actually leading the charge for his team. Taking a look at Team 2 though, Nate's America at 5 a turn, Tasks Norway at 5.6, 5.8 for our Gorgo Greece player Carlos, and Elite Fighter coming in at behind at 4.9 a turn as Mongolia. We do have the Temple of Artemis being completed by Task. Iron being improved by multiple players on each team here, so they will be able to upgrade the swords. Rolf getting his slingers upgraded into archers for the defense. Our Korean player, Polemos, sending some military units out to the west. Amusingly enough, the scout does go up to the north over the marble, but Carlos does have a scout nearby that can go after it. Some beautiful tile improvement here by Elite Fighter, really making sure he gets the improvements out so that his people can work these tiles. Same for Task here. has his horses online for his team. A camp on the deer is getting this mine down for his iron, so he will be able to upgrade to swords himself. Doesn't have much in the way of warriors, though. Another settler coming up for our Mapuche player. Do slingers require research? No, they do not. You start with open access to them and warriors. The units that you start requiring research for start with archery to get archers, which are the upgraded form of the slinger. Bronze working unlocks the spearman. The wheel unlocks the heavy chariot. Masonry with the battering ram. Sailing for galleys. And you get your first light cavalry unit with horsemen, which at horseback riding. And those are the base units for each of the classes in the game, until later on when more are introduced, such as planes, which are much farther on the tech tree. Carlos getting more military units out, as we can see. Have to wait and see where our Mapuche player War Joker wants to send that settler, presumably to the south.
Oh my god, I reply down. One more time you go back.
A Korean player really slow to getting a builder out here to get some improvements down. It is starting to work some of these horses, but is considerably behind tile improvements compared to other players. Same with Rolf, surprisingly. Do have the first horse out for our Mongolian player. That said, Benvolio does pillage the horse, but there are more than enough horses to go around. scout gets a little bold trying to check things out and is getting smacked around by this horse. Very lucky to have survived that hit, to be honest. That said, this scout is still looming in quite the precarious situation. You know, it's between two mountains. You can make a Valley of the Shadow of Death reference here, but I don't know. That said, something important to note. This is something we know that the players don't. From our talks going into Team 1's channel, they don't know where Carlos is sending his settlers. They haven't been able to scout up here. They have no idea he has the space. And because of that, Carlos has been able to effectively hide the fact that he has these cities established. Sure, they may be able to know that he has 3 cities, but they have no idea where they are or what their tiles look like to produce or generate food with. That said, we do have a spearman coming out for Rolf's Rome, in addition to his units becoming a little bit more aggressive here as well, choosing to leave his borders to try and shoo off any aggressors. Looks like the goal for each of these players was to get up to about 3 cities and to begin to sim up. Third settler coming out for Nate, heading in a southeasterly direction. He does have Lady of the Reeds and Marshes as a pantheon, so when he establishes this city, all of these floodplains will also have a production value to them if they are in his territory. Ancient Era will be ending in 4 turns. We're going to have to wait and see how everyone is going to be looking going into that. We can view the era score by going up to the rankings by score, click show details, and we can see their era score respectively there. But we're going to wait and see as we approach a little bit closer to the turn timer to see if anyone swings out a last minute point swing that could greatly influence whether they hit a Dark Age, Normal Age, or a Golden Age. A lot of units on the board. It looks like they're all expecting heavy action. Absolutely. From our talks with some of the players in their channel, in their respective team channels, they're all gearing up to do some sort of rush play against some of the other players. And some of our other players who aren't openly engaging in making troops are funneling their resources to players who are. For example, Task Force is sending his resources to Elite Fighter so that he can get his horses online quicker. And I am sure Nate's America is sending resources to Carlos so that he can be better amped to handle the push through these terrible choke points. As we can see, Von Holyoke getting all these warriors ready. These will eventually be upgraded into swordsmen. And undoubtedly will be pushing towards Task Force Fish's lands. Builder, ooh, a longship coming out. This is the unique unit replacing the galley for Norway. It is stronger than a normal galley. And it will be getting some scouting done. However, Norway's unit here can also collect things like goody huts on the coast, as well as capture civilian units like builders and settlers. So if there is a Norway in your game, be very careful having your builders or settlers near the coast. They can also pillage your improvements on the coast. The competitive teams usually capitulate if they end up on the short end of a player imbalance due to a lost civilization. Do you mean if they throw in the towel right away? It depends. Depends on how heavy of a landslide the loss of that player is. That's going to vary very much so game to game. Old scout here on this hill is going to spot these horsemen. So they will know that they are gearing up to take Valletta down with horses. Plenty more builders coming out for our Korean player now, as long as a lot of warriors here. Looks like these will be heading over to Rome and upgrading into warriors there, as you can upgrade in an ally's territory. Speaking of the upgrades, here come the swordsmen from Carlos. I mean, if there's an engagement right now, the entire Greek Empire is wiped out without a major loss in production on the other side. Maybe only 10 to 20 killed troops. It depends. Let's say if Carlos is wiped out without a big issue, then no, they wouldn't give up. They're all very skilled players here, so they know how to play from behind. Something to note here is the encampment that's come up in Carlos's capital. He will be going for a great general, and those will improve the strength of his swordsmen. And there's the war declaration onto the Valletta. Von Holio getting swordsmen up as well. Now, something to note is that our Mapuche player War Joker is not ready for these swords. He doesn't have nearly enough units out, so we're going to have to see how his team chooses to handle this. We will be leaving the camera panned over in this area since it's going to be the hotbed of the action. Undistracted, can you give a rundown of the leaderboard? Absolutely. Taking a quick look here at science. Nate's America at 7.7 science a turn. Task Force Vicious Norway at 10.6 science a turn. Carlos Gorgo Greece at 8.3 science a turn, with Elite Fighter coming in strong at with Mongolia at 8.5. That said, Team 1, Von Holio's Pericles Greece is at 10.3 science a turn, doing very well. Rolf's Rome at 9.5. War Joker's Mapuche at a staggering 12.5. And Polemos Korea at 9.2. Taking a quick look at the culture board here, we do have Nate's America at 7.9 culture a turn. Task Force Vicious Norway bringing up 11.8 culture a turn. Carlos Force Gorgo Greece at 7.2, and Elite Fighters Mongolia with 7.7, representing Team 2. Taking a look over at Team 1 now, we have Von Holio's Pericles Greece at 6.2 culture a turn. Rolf's Rome at 8.2, War Joker's Mapuche at 7.9, and Polemos Korea at 12.2. The swords are beginning to advance. War Joker's Warriors are withdrawing from the choke point a bit here. Pretty smart decision, especially since as these swords get onto these marshes, they will have a -2 combat strength modifier. Definitely going to need some help from his ally Rome. Needs to get legions. Make our dedication really quick to get it off the screen. Pass the turn. Swords as are continue to advance, and oh my goodness, they are coming strong. We have hoplites being made alongside archers. No more warriors have been upgraded into swordsmen for Von Holio yet. Team probably figuring out exactly how they want to adjust fire for this. More builders coming up for Task Force Fish. We're likely to see some chops from the Magnus Governor. Elite Fighters' horses are coming up the road and starting to stage hits on Valletta here. Oh, low rolls the city. It will die next turn and not this turn instead. Ah, Mapuche has swords of his own coming up, but he's going to need a lot more than one for this. Taking a look at our great people here. Carlos is over halfway to that first general, and that will give his swords a +5 combat strength bonus if they're near that general. We do have a warrior in the south being upgraded as well. They do know horses are coming from Mongolia, but they need to get more units out. These archers need to get into position, and these warriors need to become legions. Can troops upgrade in allied territory? Yes, they can. Plenty of swords in the back here for Carlos as well. Looking to see, and these might be trying to sneak around the top side and come in to harass Von Holio from the north. This longship is checking things out, seeing what there is to be seen. With this, we're going to hop into Team 1 War Room.
So far, no one has an envoy in Zanzibar.
Hello, Team 1. How are you guys doing?
Things are starting to get a little dicey here. With, Mongolia taking out Valletta. We need to mount a defense for Mapuche.
Yep, and that is happening.
And Mongolia is not in a golden age, so there's no bonus.
Fish got a golden age though, so he'll get a bonus attacking Norway's units.
Yes, double team.
Fortify your units or Joker. Apparently you cannot upgrade warriors into legions in someone else's territory, which I did not know.
Did they change that? That used to be a thing.
I thought I'd be able to.
It's got to be allied. I mean,
That's bullshit.
an actual alliance, I think.
Fuck that shit. Well, you're on your own.
So it would appear that when they changed how alliances function in the Rise and Fall expansion, you need to form a true alliance, not just be teamed through the civil service civic, which unlocks alliances, in order to upgrade in an ally's territory. Lots of builders. Lots of builders.
I was really counting on being able to upgrade.
How is religion handled as multiplayer? Defender of the Faith would be OP. So, because Defender of the Faith is so overpowered, it's usually banned in multiplayer games. However, CodeNaw has been hard at work on a mod to help rebalance some things that are way overtuned, such as Defender of the Faith.
Well, he's Greece, but then so are you. How did he get a money established there before you?
Well, he put a money in maybe the same turn, maybe a turn before I didn't see, but he didn't have an envoy, but he's got an envoy now, so.
So how are you looking to handle the situation with the oncoming units that you can see?
Well, let's see. Mapuche's doing fine. He'll be able to hold against Gorgo in the north. We're a little more worried about Mongolia in the south, to be honest. So I'm just going to pull my scout back across the river. We do need to get some units down there. Now I'm going to have to pull this warrior back so I can upgrade it, because apparently you can't upgrade in enemy territory.
What the heck? Choo-choo, you killed me.
You don't need a general, it's fine. Just fortify your units.
There we go.
It sounds like you guys got a pretty solid plan, so we'll check back in a few turns.
You waiting? Is he gone or?
Fish, are you doing drama and poetry then?
Yep, I'm gonna do it in 3 turns total.
Okay, I will do. Yeah, I'm looking at this right now.
Fish, by the way, I wrote your seconds. You have a road there.
What?
My trailer going to your second city, so you have a road there. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna settle these cities soon. I'm gonna chop out a bunch of cities.
I will take Mapu. I will take this other city. Yeah, Mapu. Because I think he have no defense there. Send all front line.
Yeah, it doesn't look like. It looks like Rome
Yeah,
might
swing
be
it and
sending
hit
some.
that. I think you should still hit that city though, right? Because it's under siege.
Yeah, I will. You see my
Okay.
movement? You see my movement? I moved the hill there. I moved the horse there because so I can hit next turn.
You can get it on the wheat and put it under siege, can't you? You horseman?
Yeah, yeah.
He's back? He's back! He's the big cheese.
I'm gonna choppity chop so much.
Hey, look at he's actually eating.
How's it going, Team 2?
Oh my god, my big
Oh, it's going.
He ate it! Oh my god, it went through. Oh, it went through.
Look, the city fish.
So,
I don't know where to send my trade route.
And what concerns, if any, do you guys have that could hurt your strategy here?
It just depends. If Von Holio starts to really push into me, he's gonna disrupt my simming right now, which would be pretty annoying.
Legion's coming. I think I will take the city, not race. Yeah, push. Or what do you think? Push. Yeah, okay. Oh my god. Yeah, it's
Chopping out horsemen in one turn, that seems reasonable.
That's delicious.
I can two-turn build them. Korea may be coming my way. I see a warrior and a slinger. Although they're being careful to stay on their own continent.
Alright, and that was a chat with Team 2. And Jessica, did the strength of the cities change, or is The ease with which they're falling just representative of a wide sieve instead of a tall one. So, the city strength of your city changes based on the strongest melee unit that you have, whether that melee unit's the strongest anti-cavalry, true melee unit like a sword, a musket, or if your strongest unit is something like a caravel, like a ship. Whereas if you have walls, for example, your city will be able to make ranged attacks. And that ranged attack strength will be based on the largest ranged attack strength you have researched, whether that's a slinger, an archer, a crossbow, etc. All of your city's strengths will adjust over time through the eras as you produce these newer technology units. However, let's say I have swordsman technology, but I have warriors still, and I've yet to make a single swordsman. My city strength will still be representative as if I only have warriors, even though I have access to swordsmen. It won't actually change until you actually produce those units. That said, we do have Buenos Aires being sieged by Carlos in the north here. He's going to be taking a city off of that. His archers are coming forward to support. We even have a battering ram that's going to be coming forward in the coming turns. As you can see, the little outline of a wall here in Willie Mapu is the true telltale that a wall is being built there. Same thing in his capital city. To see how Chatty Mapu is going to handle things, because it is under siege, and when a city is under siege it'll have this symbol here to the right, but it will also mean the city will not recover any of its strength in the coming turns. For example, if he was attacking this city here of Puel Mapu, as you can see, it clearly doesn't have a city siege symbol next to it, so it would recover 20 health each turn. Speaking of not being under siege, Chatty Mapu's siege was broken by the sword coming out and the spear managing to attack the horseman. In order to place a city under siege, you must have a zone of control on all of the surrounding tiles for that city. This was achieved by the warrior here, providing zone of control here. The two horses that were here are obviously providing zone of control on those tiles, but the horseman that was here was also putting a zone of control on this tile here against this archer. That placed the city under siege with all 4 units in conjunction. Now you only need 3 units to place a city under siege unless there are rivers involved, because you can simply space them out in every other fashion to make a triangle, because they will provide zone of control against tiles adjacent to them as well. However, a melee unit, such as a swordsman, cannot provide zone of control over a river. And there you go. The city recovers 20 health a turn because the siege was broken. This will drastically slow things down. However, with a unit no longer in the city center here, you'll notice that the city strength did decrease. So this is far from over for this city. We'll have to see who is quick enough to get units moved as we load into the turn here. And oh, not only does Elite manage to first move his horse in to take the city, he also burns it to the ground. And he sends his 2 other horsemen to the west to go after this city up Well Mapu. Legions from Rolf are starting to arrive with archer and spearman support. Well, don't do that. I know you're okay, but I would really prefer it if you weren't treating your brother like a hurdle at a track and field out.
I received 2 points when I just lay down. I lay down.
For all you parents out there, oh, children. Raging is instant now? What do you mean by raging? Oh, another upgrade there. Kids are a joy. Raising is instant now? No. What happened was he first moved the city before War Joker had the chance to respond. And he quickly clicked to raise the city before combat could happen again in response. That said, War Joker does have a good defensive position with this sword. Now he does not know that these horses are here. He can guess that the horses will be coming to their next, but he doesn't have vision there, so he doesn't know. He'd have to guess. In the north, though, Carlos is taking an incredibly aggressive position with his swordsmen here, as well as these archers. However, walls have come up in Willy Mapu, which will allow the city to make ranged attacks. There is a battering ram in the back, but it hasn't moved forward yet, and a battering ram allows you to do full damage against walls when you attack with melee units, as long as the ram is adjacent to the city. And that does mean next to, for those of you who don't know what that means. We do have districts being placed in the background, a +5 campus there. Woof, absolutely beautiful. That said, Von Holio's units are starting to spread out a little more, and it looks like he's interested in sending some units up towards Buenos Aires as well. That said, Task Force is beginning to stem up, getting not only an encampment down here in the background, but also a campus. Plenty of settlers, actually has 3 skirting around right now to really lay out more cities. Looks like he's going to be settling right on the Great Burial Reef here in a couple of turns, that settler. We'll have to keep an eye on it to see exactly what he chooses to do with it. And now that a city's been lost, we're going to hop back into Team 1's war room to really check things out and see how it's going. Hello, Team 1. How goes your war effort?
Well, we lost a city, but we thought that might happen. And I believe that we have a elite fighter on the run now. He has lost all the units that he spent to take the city. And we're going to push, I'm going to push him with legions.
As you can see, we got a prompt for an emergency there. And I'll bring it up for you, Jessica, since you have said you're interested in looking at Civ 6 but haven't fully got on board. In Rise and Fall, they introduced emergencies. And what this means is that if a city's taken or if a city-state is captured, someone's capital, if they lose their holy city to a religious conversion, there are all sorts of different things that have a chance to trigger an emergency. If you're involved with those players or civilizations, you have a chance to be a participant. You can accept or reject. If you succeed, you get a bonus, usually a pot of gold that's split. But if you fail, the person that the emergency is against, the target if you will, gets a bonus as well. We do have legions coming up to hit these horses here. The sword comes out of his little hiding nook. However, they're going to quickly find out that this was a little bit of a mistake as these horses come in to close the gap. In the north, though, Carlos is beginning to move this ram forward. And with that, he'll be able to take down the walls at Willy Mapu, but he's going to have to secure more of these adjacent tiles. He's simply not going to have enough coverage to really do damage. That said, we have plenty of archers coming forward and getting positioned, which are going to make life hell.
War Joker, I didn't get it.
Looks like the second will be too. You know what? We'll have to see. Remember, they can't see. They know this horse is over here simply because they saw it retreat, but they have no idea about these 4 or this one. They don't have that vision that we do.
Quite a good situation here for Korea. Korea is able to sim very happily. Norway seems to be still on 3 cities. I don't know what his plan is. Mapuche is capably defending. Although I would be trying to kill that swordsman that's adjacent to your city, War Joker. You should still shoot with your archer that's in the city as well.
As you can see, he promoted that swordsman.
War Joker?
After your
Someone in the team
soldiers engage in combat for a certain amount of time, whether they're discovering things
Yeah,
or just
it's fine.
combat.
Don't worry about it. That's,
They can get
I mean,
promotions.
This is what you want to practice, right? War. War is the thing to practice. Don't worry about Puel Mapu. Just get some units back there.
We have been ignoring America for a long time here,
plenty.
and they have plenty of things to run around here. However,
We'll
his
get by.
production is severely
I'm gonna push
lacking,
on the left
and it
side
seems
with
he's
my
sending
legions.
everything to his
You
team.
won't be able to defend against those.
We do have spearmen coming out to help defend against the horses. Archers coming out of the capital. Trader as well. And that is part of the RNG of it all, though. The Big Pepper. He is going to try and make walls, it looks like, but these horses are already pretty well positioned. As said, his legions are gearing up to go to war with Elite. We'll have to wait and see how it turns out if he has enough to do damage. Task Force dropping another city on the Barrier Reef there. Lots of districts coming down. Task really focusing in on his economy. They know now about the other horse. Oh yeah, they do now.
Any questions from the viewers, Sanath?
Nothing in particular at this time, Rolf. However, while we're here, we did just have one come in. Why did Mapuche not throw down an encampment to get a great general, considering his position being in the center of a Pangea map?
Yeah, well, we probably should have. Is the answer to that. The fact that Mongolia was to the south, I think, didn't really become apparent in time for us to consider that. We saw Gorgo as the greatest threat, and he is handling Gorgo very well. No problems there. It's Mongolia that's really trolling us now.
Alright, well thank you very much. And we're going to stop in a few more turns.
He's got a pretty good army. Of course, I can put a good dent in it here, like right now. He moved. Oh, he ran away with his scout. Oh, they killed my scout. Oh God, he was coming for me in every direction.
Gosh, the more I look at this.
No, this is mom's action figure. See?
Okay, my Pangea is down.
Oh, hell yeah. Nice work.
So how goes your war effort so far?
Pretty well. We're having a successful attack on Mapuche. And America's getting ready to do some fun stuff with American horses. I think I might try a berserker push into
I have one horse to
Pericles.
I can give one horse to someone. I have to, because you give me. But by the way, America have 2 horses? Only one.
I have 2.
Ah, you, yeah, okay. You, oh my god, you have many horses. Yeah.
Oh, horsemen? I have 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Well, I was 2-turning them, and then I chopped out I built 4 horsemen in 2 turns.
Yeah, so let's get some training on your war here. So I would say you should get maximum kills on all of his units that you can. So send all those horsemen, be quick about it, slam the horseman into his warrior, slam your horseman over there into his scout. Do everything you can to get a bunch of kills. You got a good position now. You gotta make the most of it.
His scout keeps running away.
Well, basically every unit that survives will become a better unit later, obviously. So now's the time to make the biggest dents.
So it sounds like you guys are feeling really good about things. What is your plan from here on out? I know you mentioned berserker rushing, but what are you going to do about what could stop you? What are you really worried about here?
Well, if those legions can push into elite fighter.
Oh, ID sync.
Uh oh.
Can you pause? Fuck.
Haven't turned over yet.
That's not good. Ah, shit.
Oh, that bastard.
What do you mean?
See suzerain with Geneva? He is. Rome is suzerain with Geneva, so I gotta fight Genevan frickin' forces. God damn it.
I paused. Let me know when you're good. Foresight and multiplayer. Yeah, good luck. That comes with experience though, Big Pepper. And sometimes you can be completely off the mark.
No, never mind, I can blow right through the units.
So.
Are you ready, Elite?
Moment. So, push you can, yeah, unpause.
Let's start it.
There we go. The reason I did a countdown is because people are at war, if they're not ready because they're not looking, you know, it can get silly. This way, everyone gets a fair knowing, so okay, the game's unpausing. That's my preference, though. Not everyone does that, but I think they should. That said, we do have hoplites coming down to support Mapuche here, so he may not be able to take, well, Mapu.
Are they trying to ambush my units when they come through the mountains?
I'm thinking about to keep. But he moves 2 swords. Ah, you have the other city, then I can do that. Okay, then I take.
He takes it.
I think I will go Magnus in. Oh my god. Long. Ah, I can. Ah, yeah, I can shop. I can shop Magnus. Not Magnus. Vilnius.
I was half thinking about building those, so I'm glad you said something.
No, it really isn't, Jessica, but we'll have to wait and see. The reinforcements from Greece as well as Rome could do some damage here. Well, alright, Team 2, good luck with your endeavors, and we'll be back in a few turns. Definitely going to keep the camera panned over here, but we'll have to keep an eye on America in the East as well. Balls down in the Mapu capital. Wonder if best for hoplites to go to Mongolia instead of defending. Well, there are only 3 of them, and they get their +10 bonus by standing side by side, remember. Have they released the patch notes to the spring update? Yes, the spring update's actually already released, Swollen. If you open up your Steam program on your computer, you can actually look at news for Civilization 6, and it should be right there for you. Ooh, another city coming down for task force. He has a rather strong 6-city front here. Woof, this Legion is gonna die. Rolf is not known for getting first moves, and Elite definitely is getting them. However, Rolf is producing heavy chariots. Now why this is important is because it's a telltale sign of the Knight technology coming soon. Knights are the second heavy cavalry class unit you have access to, the first being the chariot. Chariots upgrade into Knights, and as you can see they have 48 strength as a base. Awesome. Glad you were able to find that as well.
That piggy bank is still outside.
Couple more hits coming in here. The walls are down, however, still has a long way to go to take the city. Hoplites poising up here on the side. Players taking their time with their moves of war here. Task turning a warrior into a sword, actually a couple of them here onto the side. Has Cherry of its own getting in position to become knights as well, it looks like. Might have changed his mind on using the berserkers. Things are looking a little dicey for Korea here. In the east, America is coming down and tightening the noose here. Handful of swords. These swords will do well against these American horsemen. However, these horses are very maneuverable and definitely outnumber these swordsmen. And with this, we're going to take this into a Team 1 room.
Thank you.
just going to keep Geneva.
How are you guys feeling, Team 1?
Yeah, we're doing okay. I think a horse for a spearman.
What is your game plan from here?
Well, we're just going to try and keep the pressure on Mongolia, and I think hopefully defend against America. Korea needs to defend against America, and hopefully we can be in a position where we can just hold and sim, because they are throwing everything they have at us. Gorgo has thrown a huge military at Mapuche. Mongolia has obviously invested very heavily in his military as well, but I can see us holding. We lost a couple of cities, Mapuche, but we look like it, and potentially even take Valletta back from Mongolia as well.
Task is now going to come for me.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that would happen. Have you got your defense in place?
Yeah, just don't really have the gold for it.
Well, we kind of spent all our gold, unfortunately.
And I have 2 iron now for some reason.
Well, if you can spare one, send it over.
I don't know where I got a second. Must be from Hattusa. Yeah, it is. Yeah. You need that?
What I just went and did was highlighted everyone's gold per turn being generated through the diplomacy menu. As you saw, Carlos was not making any gold right now. That's why none displayed. He is either
Just
making
keep your
0
units
or
fortified.
negative. Oh, thank you so much, Rambe, for that host. Welcome to all the viewers joining us from that channel. More swordsmen coming out here for Korea's defense. Good luck, Team 1. Problem, hope it's going well. Been really busy. Stop getting ready to be back. Hours still going. Thanks for casting. Appreciate those. Thank you very much, Harambe. Do appreciate it. Looks like America is going to get hard stopped by Korea here. It looks like they are getting pushed back. This could be disastrous for Team 2. Definitely going to take this into a Team 2 war room here to find out what they're going to do, because their offensive isn't doing its job. They've effectively contained Mapuche, but that's about it. Hello, Team 2.
Hey, Sergeant.
So how are things looking for now?
It's pretty close. We really have to defend this Mongolian city here from the Mapuche and Pericles. If they get that city, they're going to get a lot of gold. And so one of the things is to prevent Von Holio from sending more than he's already sent. So I have to plug up this choke in the mountains. And then Elite has to hold his ground there. Carlos is going for crossbows. How much money do we have to give to Carlos? Oh. Okay.
I'll see what I can do for you.
Oh man, Carlos, if you can just suicide units, well, I mean, you might be able to slam a bunch of units in there. Holy cow! You can take that city, break their line.
Which one? Willem?
Willie Mapu, yeah.
And that'd be fairly easy for you to defend, actually. Well, where's that? Where does that? That'd be the thing. Where does that encampment go?
It's the It's the capital.
Okay, so it's for that city then.
Yep. Who's going feudalism, by the way?
I am.
How soon can you get it?
12 turns.
Man, I think I'm gonna boost it for the team then.
Okay.
Because I'd rather get that boosted for everybody.
Okay.
Elite, how you doing?
Good. Next turn wall up in my city.
Okay. Whew. How many turns until that emergency ends?
Uh, 16.
Okay.
So, okay. And the other city have wards too, you see?
Yup. He's gonna have a tough time without a battering ram.
Hey, I got Carthage. Which means,
Oh, Carlos. Can Carlos take the other city? I hope.
I hope so too. Definitely gonna take it. Alright, that's good. Easy peasy. This noob.
This noob. He's not a noob. He plays good. No, he plays good.
Yeah, no, War Joker is quite good here, and I think they're teaching him well. I think he's learning a lot, and I think keep up the good work. Keep control of those swords. Make sure he can't go closer to you, and try to sneak in some horses behind his lines. Yeah. Nate, if you want to try to pillage some random things with some horses and get out.
I better leave my horses at home.
I gotcha.
Rio looks like they're... I mean, they can't get to my cities through my horses, but I can't really get through their line either.
Okay.
It is somewhat helpful just because they completely ignore them. Back.
What's this? I have 2 units in the same place.
What? Nice.
What's this for a bug? Why does fucking unit move? This shit.
Oh my god, look at the yields of some of those tiles. Two food, 1 production, 3 gold. Jesus.
That's very nice.
Oh yeah, take can't take the city.
No gold for them. How much gold will you make if you win?
I get 800.
Holy cow. How many of them targeted you?
No, it's okay. 400 gold for me and 800 players. Sorry. No, but okay, 400.
Yeah, how many turns? Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. 2 turns, great. Yep, we're not gonna waste it. I need feudalism to chop a bunch of berserkers, so I can see how good they are. And I'll send it to Pericles. Oh, okay, that's okay, cool. Nice work.
Hello, Team 1. How goes the defense?
Yeah, not too bad. Getting first moved a lot, which is not fun. But that's what happens when you have a shitty computer.
So what is your plan for the next 5 to 10 turns, looking at how things have been progressing for your war?
Well, the attack on Elite Fighter has not gone well. That's pretty much a fail at this point. But we are pretty confident that we should be able to get... Oh, maybe not. I'm just looking at the situation now. Sorry, I've been a bit distracted the last few minutes. I need to find a sub. Can you...
Raises the city. Oof, that's rough. Nah, the original capital's right here. See, original capital. You can't raise original capitals.
Polemos, I have it boosted, and I will have it in 3 turns now.
Hey Rolf, I'll sub in for you for a bit.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Who's host?
It's SunZ. I'm just gonna finish my moves and then.
Monholio is defended well here, but he really wasn't. It was only a harassment force from Task. The real trick was to prevent him from reinforcing his Mapuche ally, which has been largely successful, much to the unfortunate for our Team 1 players.
Alright, I'm ready for you to sub in, Code. Thanks a lot, I appreciate it.
Okay, let me just find Sana. It says maximum number of players.
Sorry, I just have to leave. I'm leaving now. Alright, try again.
Alright, well, Rolf, in case I don't see you when you get back, thanks for hosting the event and inviting me on to cast it.
And thanks so much for casting. I'll be back in 30 minutes or so. So if you guys are still going then, I'll jump back in. Good luck, everybody.
Thanks, Rolf. Thanks for coming in, Code.
I'm going to take a look at the demographics real quick here. We have 16.4 science a turn
You
for
get to teach
Monholio's
everyone
Pericles.
You're the leader.
16.6 were previously Rolf, now Code's Roman
I didn't
Empire.
agree to that.
War Joker's Mapuche at 10 science a turn. Polemos at a whopping 38, leading the pack. Taking a look at Team 2, Nate's America at 14.2 science a turn. Task Force Fish at a whopping 44.8 science a turn from Norway. Oh man, that's incredible. Really taking advantage of his sim time there. 24.1 science a turn for Gorgos Greece, played by Carlos 4, and Elite Fighters Mongolia at 20.4 science. That is quite a disparity between the two. Looking at culture now, Nate's America at 14.1 a turn. Task Force Fishes Norway at 27.8. Gorgos Greece, played by Carlos, is at 17 a turn, and 17.6 for Elite Fighters Mongolia. Von Holio's Pericles is at 36 culture a turn. Oh, that's incredible. Really decimating the culture game there. 19 a turn from Codenaw's Roman Empire. War Joker's Mapuche down to 5.4 a
Sarnas, you
turn.
want to take over the pause so Nate can...
It should be paused by me. Is Code ready?
I'm just taking a look around. Oh, good. Korea's on my team. Mapuche's on my team. Okay. Yeah, I'm good.
That culture difference is incredible. That is going to make a really big difference as things continue to go through. This is the second player we've had to sub out. Well, almost. Nate did come back before we could find a sub at the time. So what is the game plan for you, Team 1? What do you plan to do in order to get back at Team 2 for their atrocities?
I think we're just going to sit in the corner and cry for a little bit. Lick our wounds, and then Code's going to carry us the rest of the way.
I think my current plan is going to be to get some units.
I do have to say though, Von Holio, your culture generation, incredible. Very well done.
Retreat!
Any of you other viewers out there that may or may not have any questions going on, by all means, feel free to ask. We will try to get them answered, and I certainly don't mind bouncing between the teams' rooms to get them answered if they're related to that player. Alright, we are coming in on turn 50 here, going into 51 as soon as it rolls over. This has been a pretty close-knit game. Mapuche is on the ropes here, but he does have a very large standing force. He is definitely going to be reeling from these attacks. It looks like a 5th city will be coming out for Rome as well. We have 6, 7 cities actually for our Korean players. Soon to be 8 once Carthage falls. There's going to be a whole lot of SimCitying going on here by Polemos, our Korean player. More military units coming online. Ooh, Berserkers, the Viking unit. Ooh, chopping. Good luck, gentlemen. Hello, Team 2. And holy chops task.
I'm gonna try and be a little sneaky, maybe. Let's see if I can sneak down behind Rome's line and pillage some of their trade routes. We got 1 horseman. Goodbye, Carthage.
Whoa, nice work.
Ooh.
Getting Hypatia? That's really good. America, I sent you some Luxes.
Oh, thank you. I'm not having any problem having. I need to settle a couple more cities here, or take a city state or something. I need a couple more cities. I need at least 1 more.
So what is your plan from here on out? You guys have pretty much swept up in Pangea, it looks like. At least from the vision that I can see from your perspective.
It looks pretty good for us against Pangea. Berserker fun with elite fighters getting his Keshigs at some point in the future here. And yeah, looks pretty good.
Rome doesn't actually have that much of a military.
Classical era ending in 9 turns. We're going to fully transition into medieval. War declaration forced the peace between Carthage and Korea. The reason being is that Carthage was originally at war. Oh, did not. He forced his units out, but he took it anyway. Good job. That used to be an exploit, actually, in Civilization 6 vanilla, where if you declared war on a city-state you were a suzerain with that was at war with another player, it would forcibly peace that player for 10 turns. This is something that's been addressed and fixed. So Task, maybe you could go into a little more explanation about the Pantheon you chose.
Yeah, so I got my Pantheon much later. I didn't actually rush anything because I didn't feel the need to. So the only reasonably useful one at the point that I got my Pantheon choice was the Faith generation one. And so now I'm generating like 20 Faith a turn, and I've been doing it for like 20, 25 turns now. It allows me to Faith purchase, like save up Faith to purchase a great person that I want. And that could be really impactful if I really need like a great general, or if I want a scientist like Newton. Can really come in handy.
Where's America in all this? Is he like way up to the north?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know where Korea is?
Excellent question, Big Pepper. Hello, Team 1.
Hello.
We do have a question from chat directed at our Mapuche player. But you're all welcome to chime in, of course. How would Mapuche handle things differently, considering the hindsight here? Assume the same spawn location. What would you have done differently, and why?
Well, War Joker isn't speaking, so if we get his response in text, I will pass it on.
How many cities did he have? Was this city named Elite Fighter his?
He had 4.
I'm not sure which ones were his.
2 that have been raised. One directly south of your cap, or his cap, and one was northwest of his cap. And then Duel Mapu.
It looks like he spawned really close to Carlos.
He was 7 tiles from his cap, yeah. And here's the Berserkers. This is gonna be fun.
I think I'm gonna try and get some knights going on.
I have a question for you, Codenaw, actually.
Yeah.
As a creator for the mod for the Better Balanced game, how do you feel things have impacted compared to essentially the vanilla version for Civilization 6 Rise and Fall?
I think you see a lot more civs taking advantage of religion. It's much more of a factor in all the different ways it can be used throughout the game, from people getting golden ages and selecting monumentality with Goddess of the Hunt and kind of using Goddess of the Hunt as a prep for that, as well as you know, obviously Defender of the Faith. I played a teamer game earlier today where Crusader was actually used pretty effectively. And overall, I think the fun factor of playing a lot of these civs that are some of people's favorite civs that they weren't able to play before. Australia is a big favorite. Scythia is a big favorite. As you can see in this game, Rome is being chosen. I think Mapuche is one that people are interested in, especially since it got extra loyalty pillages. Just a lot more different ways the game can go. It's much more diverse.
All right, well, thank you very much for that response. I do appreciate it, and I'm sure many of the people watching do as well. Your mod has definitely changed and shaken up a whole lot of what's going on, as well as made a lot of people, even not just within the CPL community, but you've also gotten quite a few downloads from outside of the community as well. Considering how the war has been turning out, what is your plan on how to deal with the result of it? Considering you're on the back foot of a war, this advice could be particularly useful for players that often find themselves coming up a little short in wars.
Who are you asking? Are you asking Korea?
Your entire team.
Yeah, right now I'm just trying to get units because looks like Elite Fighters pushing me with Horsemen here. So next turn I'm going to put my policy card on to make Ancient and Classical Era Heavy and Light Cavalry units and start building for Knights. Just try and keep him off until then. I've heard we're hurting for money, and I do have some commercial ups down that are a couple turns from being completed, but right now units seem to be my main focus. I think I'm going to move Magnus out as well to go somewhere where I can actually chop.
Yeah, we're kind of in a tough spot here.
Alright, well thank you very much for that, guys. We'll be back in a couple turns. Hello again,
Who
Team
joined?
2.
Oh, hey, Tony.
Hey.
We had some questions come up in chat, so we had to bounce over to ask to get those answered.
Sounds good.
Thank you for that
Great.
response, Tordred.
Here's what you want to upgrade.
Korea is making me a little nervous.
Look at that damage against that hoplite. That feels pretty good.
Mmm.
Oh. Korea's got some knights over here. Korea's sending in reinforcements, by the way, guys.
Oh, Carlos, don't forget to pillage the campus.
Carlos, I don't know what they're trying to do, maybe come over the top. But they've got, I'm gonna lose that knight. They got 3 knights just north of that Petulio. So, keep an eye out for them. Oh, horsemen. I'm sorry, horsemen, not knights. You are correct.
Yes, Tordred, thank you for that. Very well detailed response.
Yeah, that could be.
So how are you feeling about the Berserker unit now that it's been a little altered?
Well, it's not horrible. I don't know. I mean, it's weird that the base strength is so similar to swords.
Oh, do you still need that battering ram money?
I already got it.
Okay.
What's wrong, man?
How much you want? Sure thing, there you go.
Yeah, let Carlos have your money. How much science are they making? Let's see. They are not keeping up. Wow, that's
Korea
awesome.
is, though.
Their culture's pretty darn good, though, for Von Holio and Polemos. But culture doesn't really win games. Rarely does. I've got civil service next turn, by the way. Who wants to do military alliance? I could really use it.
I am, but I need one moment. I say how many.
Okay. What did you? How close are you, Carlos, to civil service? 3. I'm boosting it for you next turn. I hope that's enough to get Millie next turn with boost. Oh, cool. Okay. Okay. The Berserkers feel pretty strong. The movement is really making them worthwhile in the land. Now that I see that. You'd have to ask, let's see, that would be Carlos, and it would be Elite Fighter that you'd have to ask.
It's probably mostly their location.
Waiting to be right up next to them.
They were perfectly sandwiched between.
Carlos says it was only luck.
Oh, luck.
That's the only reason that we got him.
It's alright, I'm gonna take. I'm just kidding.
Oof. I'm gonna lose a berserker here.
I'm the team sugar daddy. If I hadn't given all my gold away, I could just like 2,000 gold.
Can you accept the deal, Carlos?
I guess the timing of these things are also pretty nice because you can like get them right before, you know, pretty close to muskets and then upgrade them to muskets after you do some aggressive play with them. Is War Joker done? Or was that a disconnect? He's only on one city. He's lost 3 out of 4 cities. So that's technically a fair quit.
No. Like we're having problems. Because I just think I
No, it looks like they're CCing. That was fun.
Yeah.
And that is the conclusion of the match. Good game, everyone. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for all your support, viewership, and the hosts for people who did so. Huge shout out to SunZ for inviting me to cast this event. It's been an absolute blast, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time.